Greetings and welcome to Connect and Thrive, Volunteering NT's new initiative to help enrich lives and connect communities. It is produced for volunteer-involving organisations in the NT, but we are hoping that groups Australia-wide will benefit as we explore and troubleshoot the issues that such organisations commonly face. In our third episode, we look at the importance of placing volunteers into the right role by acknowledging their needs and skills and see how this improves long-term retention. It is narrated by Volunteering NT's very own Meeta Das. Enjoy.
Let's talk about why it's important to find the right volunteer for the role. So I'm going to tell you about two people, Sam and Jenny. Both were very keen to volunteer. They were ready to give their time, but they both actually had very different experiences. Sam left after 1 week, but Jenny is still volunteering. Same organisation, so what happened? It wasn't about how enthusiastic or willing they were. It was about whether they were put into the right role. Sam was a university student and he wanted to build his confidence. He was put straight into a customer-facing role at the front desk, wasn't given any clear role descriptions. No one talked to him about what he wanted to do, that he was just told, here's the desk, answer the phones. And within a few days, he was really overwhelmed. He wasn't quite sure what questions he was supposed to answer, and he felt like he wasn't doing a good job. And within a week, he just stopped turning up. Jenny had a completely different experience. The volunteer manager asked her a few questions like, why did you choose to volunteer with us? What skills do you like to use? And how much time can you give? Jenny explained that she was a retired bookkeeper. She loved working with Excel spreadsheets, but she hated working on the phones. The volunteer manager was able to put her into a finance support role where she was reconciling receipts just for a few hours a week. Perfect match. Jenny loved it, got the work done, and became a really important part of the team. There's a big difference between both of their experience, and it wasn't because Sam didn't want to work hard or wasn't able to do the job. It was because he was set up to fail. The organisation didn't support him or actually tell him what they wanted him to do. So how can you avoid getting into situations like that? Well, there are 3 things that you can do. First of all, have clear role descriptions. Like a job description, outline the role and the tasks that you would like the volunteer to do. The second thing is to have a relatively simple process to screen and interview and select the volunteers so that you know who you're getting and they have an opportunity to get an idea of what they're going to be doing. And the third thing is to make sure that you have a commitment to equity and diversity. This way you'll be meeting the National Standard for Volunteer Involvement, Standard 4, which says that recruitment is equitable and diversity is valued. So it's not about whether you accept volunteers or not. It's about matching them well to the role that will suit them. Because when you take the time to find the right role for the right person, your volunteers will stay longer, do better, and feel valued.
Thanks, Meeta. I found it very interesting to follow both Sam and Jenny's stories and really felt for Sam, being thrust into a position he didn't really understand and which didn't fit his needs. Ironically, he was self-aware enough to want to improve his confidence, and it sounded like the opposite occurred. I also appreciated the 3 easy steps to avoiding such a situation in the future, as well as reinforcing the importance of equity and diversity as outlined in the national standards. In the next episode, we will be exploring the onboarding process and how getting it right can help us avoid many of the problems we have encountered so far. For more information and to connect with Volunteering NT, check out our Facebook page. Contact details are in the About tab. We also have a presence on Instagram and LinkedIn. If you want to learn more about the national standards for volunteer involvement and to explore other useful tools and resources, make yourself a cup of tea and Google National Knowledge Base for Volunteer Management. From all of us here at Volunteering NT, We'd like to say thanks for listening, and we look forward to your continued support.